Good morning, everybody. So we got 62 degrees, 17 degrees Celsius, and currently not raining. It's coming back, don't worry. It's like, what, 8 o'clock, 8:04? Getting little man out for a walk. I'm trying to do a full lap this morning. Ooh, it's actually kind of brisk outside. Could actually throw like a little jacket or something on. I feel like he's looking at something. Anywho, we're getting out for hopefully a dry walk here. Noon time is when the next rain is supposed to show up. That doesn't really mean much, honestly, anymore. Like when I took him out last night and it was raining, literally, I got back home and it said rain starting in 30 minutes. It's like, it hasn't stopped. How can it start? Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm sick and tired of talking about the weather. We do have a fog advisory, though, in areas with very reduced visibility. So, and then Mike sent me a screen grab of the weather, like, next week. And we're going to get back into the 90s. Like the mid 90s. So that's gonna suck too. But anyway, good morning everybody. Happy Tuesday. Yep. Alright. Oh, boom boom completed. We are doing well already. Little man had to go. Of course, came downstairs right around 7 o'clock and gave him breakfast. Morning, I unlocked it. Whoopee, you don't have to hurry. Okay. Mom was So yesterday what my sister and her are working on is she has an oxygenator in her bedroom that is like the size of our air conditioner, the floor model. That's how big this thing is. Well, for years they've had ones that for when a patient is out traveling. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen them in shopping carts and whatnot. It doesn't require the tanks or anything. Mom keeps requesting to get one because she has the portable one she has tanks. Well, she finally said forget it, because they're still holding her off until like all the way at the end of the year. And with her arm situation, she thought maybe she could get it sooner, and they won't. So my sister and her kept researching, found a company that does refurbished ones, has a warranty on it. And so she literally is buying her own, and it's coming today already. They ordered yesterday, it's next day delivery. So she's quite excited for that. Mainly, I mean, with her being down to just her left arm, it's very challenging for her when they do have to go to doctor's appointments and stuff, getting in and out of the car, in and out of buildings, the house itself. So it creates its own oxygen without having the tanks. But since she bought it on her own and didn't go through the insurance, she gets to keep the one with the tanks as well. So she can use that one when she's sitting in the living room. Because trying to run the cord around the house with the big one, she did it for a while, but she keeps getting it caught under baseboard. She lassos a door handle. So it's a struggle, a big struggle for her. So she wasn't sure that front door at her house is a beast. To unlock it alone is, it takes quite a bit of muscle with your fingers, and she managed to get the door unlocked so that she has to sign for this thing because it is still like $2.5 grand for this thing. So brand new, they're like $5,000. The medical equipment is just ridiculous. So yeah, and I have no week. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I mentioned it because Mike said to me about going Letchworth, 28th, 29th. I have no weekends off. No weekends off coming up. It's middle of the week days off, the next couple. I don't even know if I have a Monday off. I don't think I have even a freaking Monday off that one week, which is normally the day I have off. A little bit frustrated, but at the same token, I wasn't making a big deal about it. Definitely this year, want to get back to Letchworth and see that. Niagara Falls, I feel like it's been done, and the last trip we did was the most expansive version of it. The only thing I would like to do at Niagara Falls that we did not get to do is get the tickets. Since we did the Made in the Mist, I wouldn't mind doing that again, especially with the Action 5. Wouldn't mind doing Made in the Mist again. It's expensive. Well, it was super expensive for me because I paid for everybody. With the exception of Tim. Tim had already pre-bought his ticket. Thank God. But the walk into the caves underneath, I would really, really, really like to get to do that one time. But right now, that's just not in the not remotely in the wheelhouse to even think about doing. So just I almost forgot, car insurance comes out tomorrow, and I literally have 30 cents left after car insurance comes out. I'm like, oh crap, do I even have enough in my account after buying my Sprite with tea last night? Just $2.27 for a 20-ounce bottle of soda. That is effing ridiculous. That was stupid. I'm not doing it anymore. Not doing it anymore. So I'm at a loss anymore. I'm gonna have to. I mean, I did make a $200 payment on Verizon, so they don't shut me off, and promise to pay the balance, which I should not owe all of that balance. It should be $120 less, but they didn't credit my accessories back from the S25 Ultra, and they better take them off on the next bill. So I'm gonna pay it, and then hopefully the next bill is much lower. I just, plus then of course, like I said, on the 29th, supposed to be getting the Pixel and the Ultra back, which means there's another $50 that I'm not getting for cell phones anymore. So I might have a home for that, because I don't think I'm going to be able to update a phone. But well, I'm not able to update it, and neither's Megan. And her iPhone literally went into SOS mode the other day. I think there was a tower issue in Muncie, because as soon as she got further back, it came back online. But she's having a lot of trouble with her iPhone. And honestly, the Pixel is about the closest you can get to a phone. Problem is, they don't have FaceTime that way. Because Drew is, I think, in Atlanta on a gas job. Because what they were doing, they lost the contract to. Or it ended. One of the things. They went with Halliburton instead of going with Clean Harbors. So, guess I dodged a bullet by not getting into that job. Be making buco freaking money, but I would never be home. Of course, I get to see new areas of the world and make different videos, if time off and stuff. I don't know. What you thinking, little man? Huh? What you thinking? He's like, it's not wet. Raining outside right now. It's wet, but it's not raining. I don't know if we want to do that. Actually, I think my walks are actually longer if I avoid the playground, because when we go up and cut in there and around versus going the sidewalk and then cutting across and going around, it's actually a little bit further. Not much, but some. There's plenty of grass around the area. He's already piddled and done his boom boom, so it's just a matter of getting a little bit of exercise, because little man's barely fitting in his harness this morning. It is very snug. I went to put it on. I'm like, dude, I can almost not close this right now. So he's, with all this lack of exercise and rain, he's put on a little extra weight, I think. I think we're not on the same page with feeding him. Keep going. You can walk. You're the old man. You can lead. All right, yesterday's video is rendering. I did include all the different variants of logos I had worked on yesterday. Screen grabbed them. I was sending them to Mike. Mike is not a keen one on the CW with the drone in the middle and the photography, so it is CW with the drone in the middle of the C, aerial photography. He goes, now that stands out. Now that he liked that one. So that will be for the drone footage. And then I have just the basic photography one. I had a hell of a time though, because it kept changing. Like when I went to type in aerial, it was using the font from the CW, which I actually did the same thing I did with the size wise. I couldn't, for some reason, it was like following I know like Word and stuff will do that too, but I had it highlighted and it was giving me issues. So I had to play a trick. I had to type aerial in after photography, cut photography, and paste it back behind aerial, and that worked. So it's just a weird thing. But I don't still have that inner color right. But you know what? A little bit of a change. A little bit of a change, and I did replace the static intro logo to a motion logo again. It's a different 3D effect. One is essential and the logo is tumble. So you gotta realize I haven't played with the logo in a long time, and trying to remember all the different things I did to it is there's a lot of little setting changes. So, but I have literally it set up in its own project on Final Cut, and I'm not deleting it. Well, at least for the moment right now, good news is my foot does not hurt at all. Been pretty good this morning so far. So hopefully, I don't really want to take that Band-Aid off until after I get my shower, and then maybe change it right before work. Another boom boom boo boo. Gee whiz. Talk about being full of crap, bud. All right, lap 1 done. Mateo took about 32 minutes. This one will take longer, guaranteed, because it's a basset hound. And we sniff a little bit more, even though Mateo is getting pretty interested in things. So, what do you think, Princess? Really curious to see how the video processes out, because I was watching it back. I noticed using the Action 5, that last clip with Mateo, that there was some grain in the background again. Even though it was still light out, it wasn't holding too good. But then it comes and goes. It's not a constant. So I'm thinking once it renders, it might clear up. I got a boom boom to pick up. Yay! Both the dogs are already confused, because there's certain times when they do their boom booms and stuff at night that we turn around and go back home. But morning walk is a morning walk. So yeah, so I'm off tomorrow. And then I open, I think, for the next 4 straight days of something like that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Shocking. Work this weekend, and I work next weekend. I don't know what I am. I mean, we don't get schedules that far in advance. I won't know until next Monday what I'm working on the 4th of July, if I'm working. Because lately, now most of the holidays have fallen on a Monday. 4th of July is on a Friday. But I think we close... Manager said like 4 o'clock. We close super freaking early on the 4th. So people can go to picnics still. He said 3 or 4. He's not 100% sure which it is. So that'll be interesting. But of course, the weekend of the end of the vlogs, well, the end of the year 11, it's still up in the air. I closed that whole weekend, so not gonna be able to do a damn thing for that one. And of course, I don't have that Monday to know the 30th, the final day. If I'm off that Monday, dogs and I are gonna be doing something together. We're gonna be doing something together. You know, I don't know what. Of course, that's gonna depend on Miss Nature and her attitude for that day. Probably be a snowstorm or something for me. Even really pay attention on the first walk on how froggy the mountaintop is. It's clear below that, which has been very hazy with the smoke. Apparently that's kind of, I no clue if that's dissipating or not because of all the rain, if it's clearing out. But you see the top of the mountain is invisible from the fog, and that's what they're talking about, higher elevations, very dense fog. Right there it is. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, according to the car, it's up to 69 degrees now. You can definitely feel the air has gotten much heavier. It is much more humid and just heavier air. Alrighty, off to work we go. So I got myself ready to jump in the shower and took a look at my foot when I took my sock off. And I saw lots and lots of blood. I'm like, oh shit. Like I said, the pain is way down. It is not hurting, it is not pulling, it's not doing any of that stuff. And I proceeded to pull the Band-Aid off, and I'm telling you, I will not show, because I'm pretty sure YouTube might actually slap me with some sort of penalty. It's, all the skin off the blood blister was in the Band-Aid, and it did not look great. I mean, it's got to heal. At least so I put a new Band-Aid on it before I even got in the shower, and those ones are those Pro healing ones, so now it's got that stuff right down in it without all that skin in the way. But yeah, that blister just oozed out, and it was everywhere. So I'm hoping we're on the healing side of this thing now. I think, like I kept saying, it was a multi-layer. It was so bad from not being protected for so long that it was layers deep, and it just had to keep getting to the next layer and coming to the surface. I'm hoping. My other fear is that it's a skin-eating bacteria and I might lose my foot. But other than that, I say giggling. Oh dear God, I hope not. But like I said, the pain is even you know, putting that Band-Aid on and stuff, it didn't, when I opened it up, it didn't sting like it did the day before or 2 days before. That was just ungodful. So I'm fingers crossed. We're working it out, and I don't think I'm going to change it tonight. I'll probably wait, give it, because these Band-Aids are supposed to last a while, because they're supposed to be the Hydroseal and all that. Let that medication stay in there. I don't know. I might do some online research. I do have pictures, so I could actually do like a Google search and see if I should be more concerned than I am about that whole flesh-eating bacteria. It's just weird. But video is, the first half is edited. Didn't clear the camera this morning. I forgot to, so I did clear it before this clip. However, when I was like, well, I'm gonna knock out all the renders and stuff. Yeah, I knocked out all the renders, including today's. Thank goodness. I'm like, where are my other two folders? We saved them out of the trash can, and the video is re-rendering. So, fingers crossed nothing crashes there, because first time I opened Final Cut it said, error, crash. Son of a gun. Final Cut did have an update on at least the Mac. I don't think the iPad version did, from what I could research, but might want to be mindful of keeping an eye on that. I haven't seen anything really about the Final Cut update. I think it was basically an update for iOS 26 or OS Tahoe 26. That's a mouthful. Yeah, I'm seeing some negativity online about it, and they're not overly, some people are not overly impressed with the overhaul and whatnot. But is it worth, you know, getting it early and spending $104? I don't feel like this year they really did a whole lot. The only thing I'm happy is that photos are a little bit easier to navigate. So I really did not like the last Photos app. I'm still a little confused with some of the way they have things. And there was another update last night. Apparently, I think there was an update that came out. My phone just finally registered it last night, and I updated. I haven't really seen much of a difference. Still having issues with the phone more than the iPad and the Mac with the raw photos from the drone. They're just black photos, no matter how long I leave the Photos app open. So, don't really know what the root cause of that is. But at least they're on the Mac, and I do have Lightroom finally signed back in. I can edit on there with Mike's Adobe. So I'm kind of sort of going through them slowly and picking ones and doing some minor little tweaks.